The presidential pick. Talking of presidential picks, we'll pick over the final debate coming up after News and Sport at 7. But right now, it's domestic politics with Josh Frydenberg, Liberal MP, and Richard Marles, Labor MP. Good morning to you both.
Morning, Paul.
Looking very chummy, actually. Look at you both. Your shoulders are touching. Let's start by talking about the mid-year economic review, which was released on Monday. We were picking over it yesterday. Very quickly on that, $1.1 billion. It's been revised downwards. Wayne Swan is committed to returning a surplus. It is never going to happen, Richard. $1.1 million, you're dreaming.
Well, it is going to happen, Paul, precisely because Wayne Swan is committed, and this government is very committed to making sure that we do what we need to do to deliver the surplus. And we've got a demonstrated history of fiscal consolidation, of budget cuts, which stands in stark contrast to Josh's mob, who have a $70 billion black hole. Now, that is the size of the combined New South Wales and South Australian state budget. So I'm not sure what their plan's going to be to get their own budget in order, but we're doing it.
It's a bit rich talking about the opposition having a black hole, though, isn't it, really? I mean, given the budget we've just had. I mean, Josh, $1.1 billion, it has been revised down to that. It strikes me that they're still way overestimating the mining tax by probably more than $1.1 billion, so that's that done.
Well, that's right. I mean, they say the mining tax will produce about $9 billion over the forward estimates. It may not produce that number. The point is, from this MyEFO, there are lots of losers, families, business, nearly half the Australian population with private health insurance, people who have self-managed super funds. They're all losers. But despite that pain, as you say, Paul, they're not going to reach a surplus. They haven't produced a budget surplus over the last 20 years. And to put it in perspective, the last 4 budgets have seen deficits of $173 billion, and the 4 next budgets where they're projecting surpluses are projecting a surplus of just $13 billion.
There was a global economic crisis.
No, but so the point is you spend a lot more than you save or that you raise.
Yeah, and we do take that on board.
Low public debt.
We do take that on board, that minor interaction there. There was a global financial crisis in there as well. Very quickly, and I really do only want to do this very quickly, Tony Abbott slips up. I mean, is he the stupidest man in the world, Josh? And yet, honestly, your lot, Richard, are the stupidest people in the world. The electorate doesn't want you spending more time moaning about the sexism business.
Absolutely not. Look, I had a forum in my electorate yet last night on small business. People just want you to talk about issues. How are you going to improve their lives, make the economy run better and provide better education and health for their children? That's what they want you to talk about, not these false allegations of misogyny and sexism. It's just a distraction from a Prime Minister who's in a lot of political trouble.
Do you agree with that,
Let's put this in context. Well, firstly, this is Tony Abbott's gaffe. It's no one else's, so it's not like we created this. But
you're beating it up.
Oh, well, we haven't been. I mean, if you look at what the Prime Minister said yesterday, the Prime Minister said one simple thing: Tony Abbott can explain his own comments. Now, what we've then seen is the media talking to Tony Abbott about apologising. We've seen the Liberal Party so scared about this that they actually made him go out and apologise.
It's because everyone's scared of Julia Gillard, aren't they? They're scared she'll go on another bloomin' rant. I mean, and she was all bitter-faced and wizened when she implied that Tony Abbott was meaning that she had no children and he was just being a hideous bully boy.
Paul, all she said was Tony Abbott can explain his own comments. That's all she said
and what
yesterday.
about your other ministers? Craig Emerson started hopping into Tony Abbott. Look, you guys do not have clean hands,
if you look at what ministers said yesterday, it was very mild. It was the media who was asking Tony Abbott to apologise. And he did, because the Liberal Party was scared.
OK, guys, we have been ignoring the elephant in the room. Kevin Rudd is looking for a new campaign T-shirt. This is how they looked the first time around. Everyone remembers the slogan, Kevin 07. Josh, any ideas for T-shirts for his next campaign?
Maybe Kevin Rudd wants to be your bud. Because there's no doubt about it, he's trying his hardest to win friends, both within the party and the caucus, but also outside. He's coming. I don't know when, but he's coming.
All right. What about you, Richard? Any ideas?
Well, that was a nice try on the part of Josh. I have to say, my ideas aren't very good. If they're relying on my imagination, Kevin's not going to get elected, and graphic design was certainly not my best suit. But Kevin's Revan.
That's
My
pretty
idea-
late. Paul, can I just say that's from somebody who wouldn't support his return to the leadership. So if he thinks that Kevin is Revan, then we all must have some hope for him.
But look at Richard, he loved his idea, didn't he? Look at him now.
I know. I had
okay.
no idea. I'm embarrassed.
I think you've
I
got a
can't believe
headline.
I've said this on national TV.
I think you've got a headline here, Richard.
That's fantastic. Hey, guys.
Kevin is wetting his lips now.
Thank you so much. We better go now before we need towels. Richard Miles and Josh Frydenberg, thank you very much for joining us. I think I like Kevin for Prime Minister. That would be his choice anyway, wouldn't it?
Kevin is heaven. I mean, that's obvious. Anyway.
Kevin 13.
Doesn't really
Kevin
work.
13.
The problems with sexting have taken a pretty dramatic turn. We'll be talking about that after the break.
They're still laughing. Shall we go back to them quickly?
Now, your local Southern Cross news.
Good morning, Anna Black with your local news.